Hey, I wrote my first ever movie screenplay and submitted it to a filmmaking lab. I have no idea if it's good enough, but I finished it, and honestly, that might just be the point. If you watch some of my previous videos, you'll know that I'm messy. With a Y, not with an I. As in, I'm a messy human who's trying to reconnect with his artistic side after years of, let's just say, being in other domains. Now, I began my journey 2 years ago through this platform called Medium, where I wrote a lot of fiction and non fiction stories. I realized character creation and world building were what lit me up the most, and that later evolved into me doing skits here on YouTube. You can check out some of my previous videos. Please do. Now, somewhere in the middle of all this, I began writing a play. But like a plot twist, I decided to go for the screen rather than the stage. And voila, there was this filmmaking lab that had a submission deadline, and I decided to go for it. But there was one problem. And I hope this is where YouTube shows an ad. Welcome back after the commercial break. So, as I was saying, the problem was that I had written my script in a Google Doc, and the competition or the filmmaking lab required it to be formatted in a standard screenplay document. Those that document where the action begins with a margin, and then the character, the dialogues begin with another margin. That's when the screenwriting software called Writer Solo appeared, and boy, was that a lifesaver. It helped me format the chaos, and I submitted on time. Phew! Now, what's the genre, Akhil? Good question, I'm glad that you asked it. So, the genre is corporate satire and psychological drama. Is some of it based on my previous corporate and psychological adventures? Only time will tell. And what was my biggest learning from doing this project? Well, it's that the act of finishing something, like the very act of finishing what was there in your mind and putting it out on the paper and putting it out for the world to see was very satisfying. So, irrespective of whether I get shortlisted in this filmmaking lab, I think I did a great job just putting it out there. And yep, that's the takeaway I had from this. Other than the fact that writing a film is hard, yeah, but it's also super fun. Yeah, I mean it's literally a playground for character creation and world building if you're really into that. And you have a flair for the visual storytelling medium. And I initially hesitated in uploading this video because I thought, like, hey, this is not really an achievement. It's only something to talk about if the film gets made, right? But then I was like, no, this is an important milestone in my creative journey, and I should absolutely tell you about it. So yeah, that's why I did this. So, what milestone do you think you need to celebrate? I would love to know. And also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that if my movie gets made and if I make it big, you can say that you knew me.